What's going on, engineers? So the Node.js community, or more broadly the JavaScript community, is constantly taking heat for a variety of things. One such thing that it takes a ton of heat for is NPM. And for those that are not aware, NPM more or less is the dominant package manager for Node.js and JavaScript. As it turns out, NPM is a pretty easy meme target. Unless you've avoided the internet for the last several years, you've more than likely seen one or two memes about the node modules. The problem is you include 10 things depend on 5 things depend on 10 things. Next thing you know, you have a half a gigabyte node modules folder. NPM is essentially unrestricted. You can publish anything and everything you want. This can exacerbate this problem even further when you publish something that's meant to be a joke and people actually end up depending on it. So without further ado, here is some ridiculous NPM packages that I wish didn't exist, because all they're doing is contributing to the chaos. First up is a package called IsTenK. And unfortunately, this does exactly what it sounds like. IsTenK, if you need to know if a number is 10,000, what you do is you pass a number to this module and it'll tell you if it's 10,000. And to make matters worse, besides being a dependent of is not 10,000, it also depends on a variety of modules, including is multiple of 3 and 5, is negative, and a variety of other ones. And of course, the icing on the cake is the fact that 45 people decided that this was a module they needed in their project because they had a need to know if something was 10,000 and they didn't want to just write it themselves. And if you happen to have a need to check for a number that is some other number, don't worry, because there's also is 1,000, is 100, is 10, and also is 1. So you can check for all things, no problem. Next up is a package called owofyx, and it does exactly what it sounds like. It owofies your text. So if you happen to have a project that has a distinct use case of taking a piece of text like hello friend and converting it to hiwo friend and putting this little ASCII face here, then this is the package for you. And as it turns out, 10 people this week had a need for exactly this. Next on the list is a package called true, and literally all this package does is return true. Not even kidding. You require it, you call the function, and it returns true. If we inspect the source code, we can see that it's 3 lines. It's module.exports equals function, a JavaScript port of the Unix utility true returns the Boolean value true, return true. What's actually insane to me is that this particular package has 6 contributors and 30 commits to write these 3 lines of code. And you might be thinking to yourself right now, why not just write true? And the answer is, I don't know. But nevertheless, 490 people this week decided that they wanted this package as opposed to just writing true. And of course, true wouldn't be complete without its companion package false, which is the exact same thing as true, except it returns false. Next up is a package called emoji poop, which does exactly what it sounds like. You require this package and it gives you the poop emoji. And as an added bonus, since emoji poop proudly has 100% test coverage, you can be guaranteed that when you use this package, you will, in fact, receive a poop emoji. The next package on the list is one called isOdd, which just checks if a number is odd. And what's crazy about this package is this one has been downloaded this week alone 552,000 times. As many of you probably know, checking if a number is in fact odd is a trivial matter in JavaScript done with just a single line of code. So after inspecting the actual code in this package, you'll be unsurprised to learn that this is pretty much all this package is. It returns the number mod2 == 1. So yes, 552,000 people this week downloaded a module rather than using this single line of code. Of course, if there's an isOdd package, then obviously there's an isEven package. Only 121,000 people downloaded this week, and when I inspected the code, I found that all this package does is it first requires isOdd and returns the opposite of isOdd. Absolutely ridiculous. The next package on the list is a package called isOdd. Some of you might be cringing right now thinking, please tell me that's not a package that checks to make sure that what you supplied is the isOdd package. And unfortunately, that's exactly what it is. The author of this package wrote a justification at the bottom under why called some functions are not isOdd, but they might make you think they're isOdd. This package helps you identify these functions with a simple interface. I will let you all be the judge on whether or not that's valid. In my opinion, this is a ridiculous package. Next on the list is a package called if, and what this package does is it gives you alternate syntax for handling if, then, and else. So if the simple, concise if syntax that's built into JavaScript has bored you, then you have this alternate syntax now. Because surely this is much simpler to reason about than simple if statements. But nonetheless, 108 people this week decided that this is a module for them. Next package on the list is the Meaning of Life package, and I was pretty sure I knew what this did, but this didn't even have a GitHub project attached to it, so I had to download it myself. So no problem, I can install it real quick. npm i-save meaning of life. And I can come over and have a look at what is actually in this project, and I open it up, and it is module.exports equals 42, exactly what I expected. So if you desire a node module that gives you the number 42, then this is your module. And finally, last but not least, we've arrived at the most ridiculous package I think I've ever seen, and it's a package called None. On the landing page, you're greeted with a logo and text that says simple, elegant, flexible, nothing. Upon inspection of the code that makes up this package, we can see that it does in fact do absolutely nothing. And despite the fact that it does absolutely nothing, still 43 people this week decided that this was the right solution to their problem. Anyway, with over 1 million packages in NPM, I can all but guarantee that this is not the extent of the ridiculous packages in NPM. So if you've come across other ridiculous packages that I did not mention here, you should definitely post those below in the comments. I made this video primarily to bring awareness to the fact that we can and should do better as it relates to the NPM ecosystem of modules. And of course, I hope you got a couple of good laughs along the way too. Anyway, if you have any additional comments, go ahead and leave them below in the comments. But other than that, I hope to see you on the next video. Take care.